Welcome to World Market Media, your online source for the latest news on today's hottest small cap companies.
Thank you, Randy. Steve Kanaval here, World Market Media, again bringing you information on small and micro cap stocks you can't get anywhere else. We're here today with Rexahn Pharmaceuticals, symbol RNN on the New York Stock Exchange. Here with Chairman and CEO, Dr. Chang Ahn. And Dr. Ahn, thank you for being with us today.
Good to be with you today.
Dr. Ahn, thank you for being with us today. And I have a few questions for you. The first is, of the exciting drugs in various stages of development, these drugs are like your children, I'm sure. Do you have a favorite child, and if so, why, Doctor?
As a parent, we shouldn't have any favorite child, but if you ask me, I would select Serdaxin. The drug is in phase 2 clinical trials. We completed 2A studies. So that's my favorite drug.
Few know, Doctor, that you held a dual role within the FDA as expert regulatory officer and laboratory chief. What did this experience teach you, and why is this important as CEO of Rexahn?
During my the 13 years in FDA experience, in both sides, research and regulatory side, actually, I reviewed more than 300 drugs. That experience is irreplaceable, and during that period. And then the FDA people, what they learn from each individual pharmaceutical companies, every drug coming with problems, and FDA is trying to help them solve the problems. And when you do like a 300 kind of the cases, then you are becoming truly understanding how to develop drugs by avoiding how many difficulties there. So actually what Rexahn has been done through my leadership was applying the earlier knowledges and experiences and minimize our mistake and increase the success rate, potentially success rate through the FDA process. That's the kind of a strength that Rexahn has.
What would you say to investors who are looking to invest in your company, and what can they expect from you in the upcoming quarters?
Huge. When you look at you asked earlier, what is my favorite child? I said it's Serdaxin. Why Serdaxin? Serdaxin has proven today through our press releases. Now everybody can learn about the Serdaxin. What can it do? And the Serdaxin, we proved that the drug is really working for the severely depressive patients. Is much better than other drugs based on our study result. At the same time, we also submitted the phase 2 protocol to FDA for Parkinson's trial with the Serdaxin. Why? Because Serdaxin can also have a pharmacological property that protects the neurons in the patient's brain. For example, like Alzheimer and Parkinson's patient, they have their neurons in the brain dead. So Serdaxin has a pharmacological effect protecting those neurons. And when you look at the Alzheimer and Parkinson's patients, more than 60% of the patients having depression as a comorbidity. And Serdaxin has antidepressive activity. Serdaxin can prevent the further damage of their neurons, patients' neurons. What other drugs do you want? So once this drug is being developed further, and that could happen even next quarter, that we can initiate the phase 2B study. And then once the phase 2B study is completed, then we can immediately move on to phase 3 clinical trials, which will be the final stage for approval process.
Dr. Ahn, thank you so much for being with us today. This is Steve Kanaval from World Market Media. We're talking about Rexahn Pharmaceuticals, symbol RNN on the New York Stock Exchange. Dr. Ahn, that's a very heartfelt story, and thank you so much for spending the time with us today.